Welcome. Now the moon has us out and about because we're star seeds. How else are we gonna grow without the starlight, the moonlight, the sunlight, the light? Light is information. Now, whatever this has to do with, it has to do with the moon, the activation with the Sagittarius new moon and discovery. But this is the thing. This is inner discovery. This is inner discovery. This is the journey of the soul that's been activated. And it has something to do, this has something to do with the intention of back and forth. We're going to get a direct activation as to what this is about here in Temperance. Alchemy. But remember, we're whole. This intention of back and forth is part of the whole. It's what's being seen within. Look, what's being seen within the positive charge right now, creating with Christ consciousness as we face our negatives and we activate with our positives. It's divine timing. And feminine energy, remember, this is alchemy. Feminine energy, as past, present, and future become one. Remember, this has to do with collapsing time. And we're going to apply the knowledge with Pluto hanging with Aquarius now. We're going to apply the knowledge of time is all within the present moment. Psychic development, this has to do with what's happening within our solar plexus as we move the energy up the spine. As we have a third eye activation. We're working with our Kundalini here. And now the masculine energy. So look, we have the feminine and the masculine, and this has to do with we're whole. Something went toxic in order for us to recalibrate within. This is the Eight of Cups, Two of Cups connection between a restoration between the sun and the moon. But this restoration happens through toxicity. Remember, we're whole, we're facing the negative, we're expanding from the negative with the positive, through the center point, through the heart. Now, there's an activation of disconcernment and joy, and this has to do with the fact that judgment has been activated. And hang tight and stay tuned, because we're going to be getting into what this activation is all about. And it has to do with the wheel spinning. You know what's hilarious? Like, I live up in Canada here where we have winter all the time, and this has to do with winter. The winter solstice. There is an activation with the Ace of Pentacles. And remember, this has to do from going from fall to winter. And we understand how to heal through action here. We've seen how to act from within. It has to do with internal success as we expand with our light. But this is the key. How to get unstuck from within. This stuckness was part of it. Again, too, we were whole. Being stuck was part of the whole thing in order to activate with our charisma and heal with our self-confidence from within to without. Because it has to do with what's happening within the water. The dead drink the sea here within judgment. This is where the two fish come together. This has to do with part of our internal success and what's happening with the hermit. It has to do with the connection to the water and intuition and the mother. This is what's allowing this new internal direction. And remember, it's moving the energy up the spine to have a third eye activation from the root through into the third eye, and we're blowing through the crown. But remember, we found out it's through an activation of truth with the sun. But this truth is connected to the solar plexus and the heart. And it has to do with this new world we're building here. and self-exploration. And the wise woman of Wonderland, integrity and compromise. And this is just being wise to falling down the rabbit hole. And we fall down the rabbit hole many times. And finding the wisdom there, finding beauty away, finding the positive within the negative. There's a knowledge applied there. There's a healing there. And something quickens with the Eight of Wands. And it has to do with thanking God. This is where, rather than like God coming all up and granting all these wishes because we're romanticizing our lives, or we're just dreaming really big, right? We're just doing what we're doing right here on this planet, trying to figure it out. And instead of this massive growth, everything is taken away. Everything that we hold dear is taken away. Or we see how it can be taken away. And this is having complete gratitude for your life, for where it's at. Your total gratitude for your life. And this is how we learn here. These are some of the biggest lessons applied. And if we can apply love here, we can really expand and have complete gratitude for our life, because there's nothing like your life being taken away and then given back. And this is all about points of creation, perceptions of creation. This has to do with how we're manifesting with our electromagnetic field. So we're thanking God. We're thanking God for understanding how to act differently. This has to do with a change in action. So let's see what's officially being activated. Because we're up for a reason. This has to do with moving the energy up from the lower chakras to the upper with Pisces and these two fish that are coming together. Remember, the dead drink the sea. There's something that the water is showing how to elevate, and it has to do with healing from manipulation with the mother, with the water, and an actual door opening up from within to without, where past, present, and future become one with Hecate here, because this has to do with Pluto going from working with Capricorn to Aquarius. And you can find those messages in the description or at the channel. Now, the battle is ending because all we have left is love. There's a sacrifice being made. All we have left is love. Remember, this has to do with losing in order to gain, and the wise woman of Wonderland, and the activation of integrity and compromise. That wise woman has something to teach us. The feminine with the masculine, the matter with the energy. From the lower world to the upper world through the center point. And this is inner discovery. We're in the time of inner discovery, expanding with our inner landscapes. Fulfillment and precipice. Now look, part of fulfillment is taking a fall. Look at precipice is about to take a fall. To take a dip, to take a dive. But remember, what goes down must come up. And part of fulfillment is healing from manipulation. But this is the thing, is manipulating, seeing where you're manipulating. This is remember now, an internal path. The journey of the soul has been activated. This is not looking without and seeing, oh, doesn't mean we're not looking without to see where we've been manipulated. But this is the internal journey now, and seeing where you're manipulating other people, where you've manipulated. There's a healing applied here, because this has to do with judgment being activated and disconcernment, and seeing that there's a forgiveness applied because we've all made mistakes. All of us. And that's part of what's making us humble and allowing us to expand with kindness and more tolerance and compassion. We're not to be healing with wrath and always attacking. There's going to be the spreading of more love through the application of knowledge from within, and this healing with love from within. And there it is. This is Sagittarius right here. And we're getting a promotion with the element of air, because of course we are, because this has to do with Pluto now working with Aquarius. This is big news. And look at that. Now it's time to make love. It's time for divine feminine and masculine to make love. Because this is all about the activation of authenticity. Look, the highest elevation that we can have is authenticity, is authentic. And guess what? To be authentic, you have to face your negative. You have to be real. You have to be real in this world. This isn't about, like, this is where that comes in, where we're not just love and light. Remember, darkness and light. We're whole here. The wise woman of Wonderland that's gone down the rabbit hole, that's being real. And in order for us to be authentic, we have to accept the dark pieces of ourselves, because that's part of this world. And that's part of expanding from the lower world and with the lower chakras up in the upper, with this expansion with God within the third eye, where we're going to have this third eye activation, where we're just going to expand with the knowledge of Christ consciousness. This has to do with being authentic and being truthful with those pieces of ourselves, of this world. There's an acceptance of this world. There's an acceptance of the negative. There's an acceptance of not understanding everything here, but finding the positive in it, expanding with Christ consciousness, finding beauty way in a zany, chaotic world at times that is negative, can be negative, and we're being honest about that, but in a very authentic and beautiful way. And there's a solar plexus healing here. There's a third eye activation of seeing that we're all worthy of love, and we all have a story. And look, we don't know what's ever happening behind closed doors in anyone's life. We're all here to have an experience in order for us to expand with. And a new harmony is being created. This has to do with creating harmonious surroundings. And as we apply this love within, because we're doing this as one, we're doing this together. This new harmony within will expand and create more harmonious surroundings without, because as within, so without. And then like Lady Fortuna is activated. And Lady Fortuna is the daughter of Jupiter. And this has to do with seeds planted within Leo season, during Lionsgate. See what's happening with Precipice. Oh, wow. Okay, so wearing a red band around his fair hair, so there's a connection to the root. With a fixed look of determination on his face, is about to launch himself from the edge of a cliff. The moon, tinged pale yellow, glows above his head, looking like a pale sun in the sky. Wow. Ruled by Jupiter and Mars, so the planet of luck, working with force, the masculine. Jupiter and Mars conjoin in Sagittarian moon mansion to promote impetuous and enthusiastic action, Mars, traditionally impulsive and hot-headed, is energized and pushed to the limit by the expansive nature of optimistic Jupiter. This is the gambler's card. It indicates the making of a reckless decision, probably about something quite serious, which has been made with little consideration on the spur of the moment. So, if this card is drawn, someone concerned with the matter in question has a misguided belief in their own infallibility, symbolizing throwing yourself into an unknown situation against the advice of others. Look at that, a reckless decision, but this reckless decision is part of the experience. It's part of it. The answer is simple. This reckless decision is part of this experience. We're whole. We're human. We need to learn something from this mistake, because it's going to help us move the energy up the spine as we heal with our digestive tract. Take bite-sized steps. And look forward. Look at that. So there's two. Look. We're afraid to move forward. We're afraid to move here. Why? It has to do with love. We're not ready to move forward yet. Look, turn back. Be patient. And speak with love. We're not ready to move forward yet. There's a healing. There's a healing here. With past, present, and future becoming one, and we're going to heal the past and create our best future. We're not ready to move forward yet. This has to do with divine timing. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Yeah, because the sun, look, this has to do with the feminine power activating with the sun, balance being restored with the Hierophant. And this is the activation of Metatron's cube right here, and the elevation. There it is, right here. This is moving the energy up the spine. It is with the sun, remember, with the solar plexus. This is healing from narcissism. All right, where are we going? Well, we're literally going somewhere. We're moving on from anger. We're healing with wrath. We're healing within the solar plexus. It's right here. By choosing how to heal with action within. Look at within the solar plexus right here. And puts us back into manifestation mode. With what? We still have time to decide the outcome. That's what this has to do with divine timing. There's still time to decide the outcome of this decision. God is doing this on purpose. So you can see what you need to see in order to move forward in your highest timeline. There's still time for you to make this decision. All right, until next time, you know I'm sending it to you, those good healing vibes. I look forward to seeing you next time when we expand. Much love.